Three real key technology vectors that we think are going to be very disruptive in their own right. And I'm going to be talking about the disruptive ecosystem. This is an amazing time. You put Wall Street to the side. I don't think there's ever been a time in history where so many things are at play. I don't think any citizen, any community, any country, any company is going to be left untouched by these technology advancements. The internet, broadband, wireless, totally disrupting how things get done, how commerce gets done. It makes it exciting, it makes it dangerous. There's going to be some really big losers in the future. There's going to be some really big winners. That is certain. Who wins and who loses, I think, is the question. And I think companies, certainly if you look at the world of commerce, companies that best understand these ecosystems and how they're at play, how they're coming together, how to maximize their utility and use are the ones that have the best chance to win. I like HP's position. I think, in fact, I love HP's position. We're going through our own transformation, but we've got a lot of things that we're starting to bring together. So we're about actually disrupting this ecosystem. The ecosystem, you think about it, is content generation. Content is the king. I mean, content's not going away. Content is exploding. And what's interesting is content is also, the traditional forms of content are still there. Getting that content to the end user are still crucial. How do we collapse that value chain is something that we think a lot about these days, and we're working on architecting. But it's also new content generators are availing themselves to ways to be able to become published. For example, it's never been easier in history, right, to get your material published. The question is, can you make money from it? And what we're trying to do in multiple fronts is allow people to make money, new content generators and the established content generators to make money or make more money. And if you look at our ecosystem, then from a printing perspective, it's about publishing, production, distribution. What we're trying to do is disrupt that portion of the value chain. And we're trying to be able to collapse it, make it more efficient. So HP obviously plays across the entire spectrum. Home, small, medium business, then we get into enterprise, retail, graphics, and industrial. We kind of lump those into industrial and commercial applications. I mean, print is still growing. We track print a lot. Now, it's growing on an aggregate level. It is true in some sectors. For example, in the home, there may be some sectors or portions of the home that are not growing as fast as they once were or starting to tail off. But we do print to communicate. We print to understand and discern. And then on top of that, we see a tremendous industrialization of the rest of the world. We keep forgetting that over the last, say, 30 years, that a lot of activity, in fact, the vast majority of activity was in North America and Western Europe. Now, as the rest of the world starts to come online, and there will be billions of people coming online in the next decade, that they are going to be utilizing these technologies that we've kind of taken for granted. And so the overall net increase is going to be there, though various segments are going to be moving maybe up and down. Let's look at home. It's kids don't print. We hear that all the time. Kids don't print, and they print a lot more than we did when we were kids. And the other thing I always caution people is that you have to be very careful about making long-term predictions based on what kids do or don't do. For example, if you were watching kids, you would also predict that the towel rack, coat hanger, vacuum cleaner industries were headed for imminent demise because they don't use any of those things. If you look at boys, teenage boys, you would sell all your stock in personal hygiene types of products. So fortunately, kids change, right? And fortunately, they grow up and then they start doing things similar to what we do. Now, they've come used to working with computers and whatnot. But there's some things that computers or reading off monitors just aren't going to change. aren't conducive to learning. And so I'm excited about the home. I think we did get caught a little bit flat-footed in the home, right? I think it was kind of if you build it, they will come. There was just all this information being generated off of internet and word processing, people printing out email. There was the only place that you could fulfill a digital photo was in the home. And so it was really good, and we had a really good run there. It's not just about the printer; it's about printing. And I don't think we heeded, the laboratories. I don't think we heeded that knowledge as fast as we should have, and we didn't spend as much time looking at content generation, making it better experience for folks. And we've got that message now, and we're really starting to run with it. Another thing I'm really fascinated as we look forward in this disruptive ecosystem is the advent of high definition TV. The ability now to print a frame off of your TV with virtually photo-like quality will be there. And as we talk about bringing the printer into the living room, right? Whether you actually physically bring the printer in the living room or through wireless, you have access to it, just press print. Opens up some really fascinating opportunities for us to take advantage of that ecosystem. Mobility is a huge thing that's going on right now. There's a question up here. Do you have how many computers in your home, Ross? How many computers in your home?
42.
42 in his home. He's got you might say he's got a high-tech home. I tell you, with 42 computers, he's probably average. They're everywhere. How many printers in your home? Well, you might have 1, 2, 3. In the future, how many printers are you going to have access to? Hundreds, thousands. You're walking around with your smartphone, your cell phone. It says, "Oh, I need information. I can only get so much information off my cell phone. I need something printed out. I squirt it over to that printer there or that printer there." The monetary transactions take place like most cell phone transactions, right? Like an instant message. It's just easy on the go. And those are things that are well within the technology ecosystems. And companies like HP are helping to architect those systems and are going to have to be the ones that take advantage of it. I think you're going to really see a reinvention, kind of rejuvenation in the home, making it more fun, making it more interesting, etc. It's a tremendously exciting time for small and medium businesses. I mean, it's never been more easier to set up and start a new business from the sense of the access you have to things, the access you have to content, the ability to do virtual warehousing and distribution, sales and service, marketing, customer demographics. It's just really huge. HP is really in the middle of this. About small and medium business is how do you allow the little to play big? How do you allow the little to look big, play big, act big, and be big? And that is really the democratization of small and medium businesses. I think is going to be a real important vector for all business in the future. It's going to continue to take off, but getting it all to work together and act together is the challenge, and that's something we're really working hard on. Communication, being able to generate brochures, generate marketing collateral, or a simple business card, right? Doing those things quickly, cheaply, and effectively are going to be really huge. We have very scalable technology. Our DNA is the electronics industry. Our mantra is better, cheaper, faster, smaller. Better, cheaper, faster, smaller. And that's what you're going to see us doing across the board. The data is exploding. We have to be able to work with that. But if you do those, if you follow your mantra, like I just outlined, we'll be successful. And that's exactly what we're going to do.